welcome to episode 119 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about the 4 methods of paying off your credit card debt. Now, you guys, you have to really start learning yourself. Try the different methods if you want. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to just do this method. Try and be realistic with yourself. That's one thing I learned, and I really feel like I'm getting very mature. I know what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. I know what's going to work and what's not going to work. I'm honest with myself. So I'm going to kind of put I cannot do this, or this is what I have done. I know what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Okay. So that's why I have 4 different methods on here that you could try. Find out which one is best for you. Okay. But regardless, when you guys are paying off your credit card debt, make sure you continue to pay the minimum on all your credit cards. I remember when I used to like years ago, I used to think, oh, let me pay off my credit cards. And I used to be like, okay, I'm just going to make sure I pay off these. Even though if I don't pay, I'm going to stop paying on this credit card, paying a minimum. Because I'm thinking about credit card. I'm thinking about you guys have maxed out credit cards where I was at. I used to say, oh, I'm not going to pay this one at all. I'm just going to put all my money on this credit card. And then when I had this one paid off, I'll come back to pay these. Don't do that because they're going to report you late. And the late payment is what we care about the most. I just think about protecting your credit at all costs. Okay. I understand you might have to pay interest, but again, you want to pay a lot of money trying to remove that late payment, and then you want to pay a lot of money for having a late payment. Them charge you just for a late payment when you could just pay that money in interest and call it a day. Like, this is going to hurt you more. So regardless, pay the minimum on all your credit cards. The next one to think about is pay off the credit card who say that they're going to delete it from your credit report. So some people maybe you have a lot of credit cards on your credit reports right now that, they're not good. They're all messed up. They're on the charge-off status. And now you're just trying to figure out how to get it deleted or how to move on with your life. Maybe you're at this stage and maybe you need to think about the company that's going to actually delete it from your credit report. That goes for all debt, even collection companies. If a collection company don't negotiate with you, saying you can pay a lesser amount than what you actually owe, or they don't say that they're going to delete it, well, why pay them? Like, you got other stuff you could be focusing on. And that's the same thing with these credit card companies. So figure out which ones say that they're going to go ahead and delete it from your credit report, and see if they can send you something to say, yes, once you pay this, we'll delete it. That's the one you probably need to pay off first. And that's for those people that you probably don't have any good credit cards right now, but you have a lot of credit cards on your credit reports and you haven't had a very hard time deleting it. Then think about those companies that say they'll do a pay for deletion. Go ahead and pay that debt and get it deleted. The next method is you guys may want to look into the Snowball Method. With this method, you're going to sort them from least to greatest. So figure out which one has the smallest balance. You're going to continue to pay all your minimums no matter what your situation is, you guys. Always pay the minimum. That's the basic. I don't care what method you're doing, you're going to pay the minimum. And any extra money you have, you're going to put it on the one that's the least. So I suggest that you sort all of your different credit card pay balances from least to greatest, and all the extra money you have, you're going to put it on the one that's at the top, whichever one is the least. Once you have that paid off, or you got extra money, put it on the next one. Okay. Now the key to this is, you guys, don't get back into debt. Don't just start using your credit cards again, because it's going to mess you up. I'm going to talk about a method for those people, because in my situation, the Debt Snowball was not always the method for me, because I needed to still use my credit cards, it just wasn't a method for me. For those people that say, I'm going to be completely out of debt, I'm never using credit cards again, go ahead and do the Debt Snowball Method. And if you guys are one of the people that's like, I'm just paying too much money in interest, I need to just stop the interest, I need to stop paying so much on that, and you're more disciplined, and you're not, I'm going to say, if you're just more disciplined, then maybe you want to think about paying the one with the highest interest rate first. So figure out, you can put them from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate, and then start paying the one with the most interest rate. And then once you have that paid off, go to the next one, and the next one, go down, down, down. And remember, this extra money that you have, because you already still paying the minimums. Last but not least, this was my most beneficial one. This is what I actually did when I had to pay off all my credit cards. I paid the ones that was most beneficial to me. So to me, I thought about, okay, which one is the most beneficial? I don't care about the interest or anything like that. I think about the most beneficial. And I'm thinking about those people that literally your credit cards are maxed out. You probably don't have that much extra money, but you do want to start paying off your credit cards. Pay off the ones that give you the most cash back. Because at least if you have to use those credit cards again, because a lot of times if you're paying off certain credit cards, you're going to continue to use credit. I used to just pay off the one that gave me the most cash back. pay it off. I'll keep paying it off. And then it got to the point where I didn't need to use it again. So now I have a credit card that's completely paid off, but I can still use it. I can pay that back and still have more money to pay my other credit cards. That's the one I did, whichever one's the most beneficial to you in terms of building your credit. And again, if you have credit cards, that maybe you have some good credit cards where you can continue to use them, and you got some that's charged off, I wouldn't even be thinking about those charged off ones. Once you charged off, that's it. Like, you don't have to wait until I get some more money. I'm going to focus on the ones I can use now, the ones that's reporting good for me, the ones that's going to report every month. Those are the ones that I want to pay off. And I want you guys to think about doing that method also. Now, I told you guys in a previous video, or maybe on a live, if you guys watch me, I told you guys the method of, if you guys have credit cards where you're like in a rut, you like, I don't have any extra money, like all my credit cards are maxed out, so now I'm just using cash to pay my utility bill, for gas, for groceries. If you're using cash for those different things, please put that money on a credit card that's going to give you cash back or some type of rewards. So say if you had $1,000 credit card and it's maxed out, but you still got a $300 utility bill that you're paying every month. You still paying $400 in your groceries, and you still spending $300 in gas, in cash now, because your credit card is maxed out. Stop doing your debit card. Use all that money you're going to put on your bills on a debit card. Put that money on the credit card. Once they report to the credit bureau showing that you have a $0 balance, go ahead and pay all of your bills with the credit card now. All you're doing is shifting money around, because at least you're going to get some type of rewards on the credit card. Think about it, if you just get 2% back, you can get $20 extra per month. Especially if you get 2% back on this credit card, you can get a $20 extra by just shifting your bills on this credit card. And you're going to stop paying interest on the credit card, because you're paying off your statement balance technically by your due date. Okay. And that's just paying off your credit card in full by the due date. Once they report to the credit bureaus, go ahead and pay your bills up. Even if you got to pay them a month early, say if it's the 15th, your bill's not due until the 1st, but you technically use your money, or you're going to use that money up, please just pay off that credit card. And when the first come, or before the first, go ahead and pay off that whatever your utility bill was. Use it for gas now. Use it for your food, because at least you'll stop paying interest on that credit card. Okay, so that's a method that you guys can use. And now that you're not paying interest on that credit card, just think about $1,000 they charge you interest on that credit card. What if it was 30% interest? Like, what if you was paying interest on that credit card, plus you're missing out on your rewards, the extra $20? Like, think about those different things, and think about which credit cards you want to pay off the soonest. And I would say that credit card is going to give you rewards. And stop, if you have your debit card, if you're using your debit card because your credit card is maxed out, I wouldn't care if you found a credit card. And I don't want to say found, you see which one of your credit cards, or you can completely fully pay it off, your statement balance by your due date, or just pay it off completely by your due date and max it out. If you can just get in the cycle of maxing, paying that off completely, at least you can stop paying interest on that credit card. And you can use that money that they would charge you in interest. Now you can put that on your other debts. So definitely keep that in mind. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the difference between a collector and a creditor, because it is a difference, and paying off these debts is going to be different depending on, if it's going to be a collector or a creditor. So let's talk about that. If you guys have any questions, please call me 833-RICKITA, or go to my website, rickita.com, and schedule a call. I'll see you guys in the next video.